What's up, everybody, and happy 4th of July. Today is a beautiful day and we're gonna have a small cookout. And what's more American than the All American Cheeseburger? It's right in the name, the All American Cheeseburger. Now, depending on where you go, there might be several different variations of what this is, but to me, I think the default kind of baseline of an All American Cheeseburger is a standard beef patty. I got 2 lubs of ground beef, real American cheese, we'll talk about that later, an heirloom tomato, a sweet yellow onion, I got some good old-fashioned standard issue iceberg lettuce. We're gonna make a quick sauce out of mayo and mustard, my favorite dill hamburger pickle chips. I cheated and got some deli coleslaw. I got some nice big old buns. We're gonna talk about that later too. And some classic American Lay's. So, without any further ado, let's get this party started. But first, class is in session. Let's go. Welcome to Burger School. Have you ever Googled how to make the best burger? How to make the juiciest burger? How to, why this, why that, and then you see one article, and you're like, that's a great idea. But then you go back and you check another article, right here, and it says the exact opposite. Who can you trust? You can trust me. I've done this enough, I've failed enough. I'm gonna tell you a few tips that I think will help you. So we're gonna talk about 3 things real quick. Number 1, when do you season your burgers? Easy answer, right before you cook them. Now, why? It doesn't matter what seasoning you're using. If you mix it in your burger like you're making a meatloaf, it's gonna dry out all the liquid. You don't want that. Alternatively, if you spritz it on the top and then put it in the fridge for a few hours, it's gonna do the same thing. You don't wanna do that. It's already been ground. It's not gonna hold its moisture like a steak or a different cut would. It's no longer a full muscle. So anything you can do to keep all the moisture in, the better outcome you're gonna have. Number 2, what do you use to season your burgers? Okay, a few of you guys are gonna throw shade at me in the comments. Go ahead, I'll let it happen. I do not like store-bought burger seasoning. There are way too many ingredients in it. It's expensive. It's got sugars in it. Sugar doesn't belong in beef. Maybe on beef if you're using brown sugar and trying to get a good, oh, I'm getting off track there. It's got preservatives in it, and it's crazy expensive. I mean, look at all the options. Yeah, so anyway, I'm never gonna tell you not to use something unless I have an alternative for you, all right? So I'm gonna give you 4 options. Number 1, super simple. Just use salt, not table salt. Use kosher salt. Fine, coarse, whatever. It's all good. Number 2, you've seen me use this if you're not new to the channel. I keep it on hand all the time, 2 to 1 coarse ground kosher salt and black pepper. They're real easy to make. It's 2 to 1. So if you want to make a small batch, it'll be like 2 tablespoons to 1 tablespoon salt to pepper. Okay? Number 3, SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. Now you're gonna bump up your ratio of salt a little bit. It's gonna be 3 to 1 to 1, okay? So you're gonna use 3, get my hand working here, 3 tablespoons of kosher salt to 1 pepper, and we'll do this, 1 garlic, okay? A little bigger batch. And number 4, I don't know if I have enough fingers to do this, but I'm gonna try, so don't judge me. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. This is really good for all beef, and in fact, this will work on poultry too. So now, you're gonna go 4 of your salt to 1 Nope, I don't think I can do this. 1 pepper and 1 garlic and 1, that worked. 1 onion powder, okay? Those are 4 alternatives for you. You don't have to do them just that way, that's just how I do them. Let me know if you try these. Might be kind of neat. All right, the third thing I want to talk about that'll really elevate your cookout experience. Just a little bit of forethought on what buns you're buying, okay? If you're buying a frozen patty, they're usually gonna be like a 1/4 pounder, okay? So, you can get any standard run-of-the-mill bun. But, if you're buying pre-made burgers or you're making your own burgers, they're probably a little bigger than a 1/4 pounder. So if you go to the deli, you can usually get burgers that aren't frozen, but they're pre-made. Usually come in like a 10-pack at my store. You're gonna need a little bigger burger because you don't want your burger patty hanging off too far over the bun. And alternatively, you don't want to buy a jumbo bun and then have too small of a patty, because then you got to work through all that bread before you get to the good stuff. No one wants that. This is supposed to be a tool. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be delicious. So anyway, class is adjourned. Those are my 3 tips everybody should follow for burgers. Let's get cooking. All right, we're going to start out here with 2 lbs of 85/15 ground beef. I got my scale. And I got this new little burger press doohickey that one of my friends bought me. Never used it before, so today is a maiden voyage. So, since I've never used this before, I'm going for 1/4 pound patties today. A 1/4 pound patty is 4 ounces. And alternatively, if you don't want to use a scale, you just make 4 even-sized patties out of 1 pound, or 8 out of 2, or 12 out of 3. If you want 1/3 pound patties, it's roughly 5 1/3 ounces. Actually, that's not roughly, that's exactly how much a 1/3 pound patty is 5 1/3 ounces. But alternatively, if you don't have a scale, you just make 3 out of 1 pound, or 6 out of 2, or 9 out of 3. I went to public school. You can trust me. So that first patty came out pretty well. Look at that. Little over is all right. Try another one here. Smash. All right, this thing's fun. I'm a fan. Might have to revisit that guy a little bit. He looks a little wonky. Alright, let me show you how to do this without a burger press. Basically, just get the size that you want, and then channel your inner childhood, and you're just playing with Play-Doh again. Now, you can eat raw Play-Doh. Don't eat raw burgers. Just trust me. The USDA says so. So go ahead and form it. Get it all nice and shapely. Perfect. Keep it nice and flat, nice and even. Let's go ahead and get this sped up here. Gotta use this burger press some more. I really like this thing. I think it came with a slider press too. I think we're gonna have to play with that later on in the summer. So I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange my patties. Looks like I got 7. This guy here, I'm not satisfied, so you really don't want to disturb your patties too much. It brings all the moisture up to the surface, and you could potentially risk drying that out easier, but really wasn't satisfied with the shape of that one, so we're gonna repress it. Now, worthwhile. That's a much more better burger. So once you get your patties made, go ahead. Oh, gotta doctor it up a little bit more. Take 2 fingers and just slightly put an indent in the center. What this is gonna do is it's gonna allow for expansion in the middle a little bit more. It's gonna be a more attractive burger because these things are gonna shrink like quite a bit. Go ahead and put that in the fridge until you're ready for them. Don't let them sit out. So this part we're not really gonna cover a whole lot. You've seen me do this. You know how to do this. Basically with my iceberg lettuce, I'm gonna chop it up, and I just want the greener stuff, leaving the white cores kind of out to dry, so to speak, because don't need them. Go ahead and get my sweet onion. I cut my onion for burgers in these little wedges because I don't like a whole onion ring or onion circle. I don't like the whole 360-degree onion on my burger. This is, to me, much more manageable. I'm gonna put that in the fridge. I'm gonna slice up my heirloom tomato, right like so. I'm gonna put that in a bag for when we're ready. Clean up the work surface. Go ahead and put some pickles in a display jar just to get logos out of the way. Now we're gonna go ahead and make that sauce I was telling you about. So you want 2 to 1. Now bear with me, I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk about ratios today. You want 2 to 1 mayo to mustard. So that's about 2 tablespoons of mayo and about 1 tablespoon of yellow mustard. Mix it up, that's the color you're looking for. Good. Now we're gonna elevate about a teaspoon of smoked paprika. This is something everybody needs to keep on hand. Smoked paprika makes the world go round. And about a teaspoon of celery salt. Mix it up. Check this out. Smooth and creamy, and that seasoning added some texture to it. It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait. All right, let's go ahead and get our grill lit up. I'd like to introduce you to the Weber Spirit 2 3-burner grill. Go ahead and clean it up with my nylon brush. Set all the burners to medium and hit the ignite button. Once we're up to temperature, I'm gonna grab my burgers right out of the fridge and season them with my, sorry for the ratio, 2 to 1 salt to pepper. Let's go ahead and sprinkle that. This is divot side up. So now we're divot side down. We're gonna go ahead and season both sides. Nice, get good coverage like you see me doing there. Perfect. And now, as I put them on, see I'm flipping them back down to the other side, so now the divot is back up. And I'm gonna put them over 2 burners, flip my 3rd one to low, and after a couple of minutes, go ahead and check them. See when the juices start flowing to the top like that, it's time to flip. So medium heat, 2 to 3 minutes, maybe as high as 5 is when that started coming up to the top. Gonna go ahead and give them a flip. Look how good those are coming. You wanna try to flip your burger only once. It'll keep them moister. More moist? Juicy? Whatever. All right, now I'm gonna show you why I chose this yellow American cheese from the deli. Because if you go get this stuff, it says right on there, pasteurized prepared cheese product. You don't have to say all that if you're getting real cheese. So anyway, I went with the real stuff from the deli, and it was the right choice. Here's the buns I chose. I went with Pepperidge Farm Farmhouse white burger buns. Go ahead and get these loaded up and toasted. Now listen to me. If you're not toasting your buns, you are doing yourself a real disservice. You need to start toasting your buns, and you need to trust me. So face side down. Go ahead and load up my burgers with the cheese. I do one final flip, and that is just to get the cheese side where it's the hottest. This will help melt it faster. So we're done cooking, the heat's escaped. I'm gonna get these sorted, turn off my burner, go ahead and flip your buns, get the other side toasted like so. I'm gonna find a nice serving board, give it a few 30 seconds more. Ooh, melty. Get my bottoms lined up, get my tops lined up, get the spatulator. Oh my. Look at that. Those shrunk more than I anticipated, but that's all right. So check it out, guys. Got family style set up here. Kind of like a bar, self-serve. Something you don't like, don't put it on. Got my potato chips and my coleslaw. Got that sauce we made. All the fixings. Good. Guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Happy 4th of July. Hope everybody's safe and had fun. Guys, I'll see you next week. Thank you.